Hello everyone. Today's topic of discussion is the EdTech bubble has burst. The EdTech bubble has burst, which is evident from the fact that a few big players in the EdTech industry are facing losses. Now, what is EdTech? EdTech is short for education technology, which means the use of technology to improve teaching and learning. It can take many forms such as interactive learning software, online courses, virtual reality, gamification, and data analytics. Now, what are the reasons for the rise of the EdTech bubble? First point is the pandemic as a catalyst for growth. As schools and universities were forced to close, students and parents turned to online learning platforms for tutoring. This led to a surge in the demand for EdTech products and services. Next is mobile learning. The proliferation of smartphones and mobile devices and the accessibility of affordable high-speed internet made online education accessible to a larger population, including those in remote areas. Next point is the influx of venture capital. The influx of venture capital also played a vital role in the growth of EdTech bubble. In 2020, venture capitalists invested a record of $16.3 billion in EdTech companies. This influx of capital allowed EdTech companies to expand their operation and reach new markets. And the next point is the high valuation of EdTech companies. In 2021, the average valuation of EdTech unicorn was $4.3 billion. This was significantly higher than the average valuation of a unicorn in other industries. The high valuation of EdTech companies were a problem because they were not justified by the financial performance of these companies. In many cases, EdTech companies were valued based on their potential rather than their actual results. This led to a number of problems, including investor fatigue, unsustainable growth, and expectation mismatch. Now, let us discuss what are the causes behind the bubble's burst. First cause is the end of the pandemic. As the pandemic has eased, many students have returned to in-person learning, which has led to a decline in demand for EdTech services. Second cause is increased competition. The EdTech industry is a crowded market and there are a large number of companies competing for a share in the market. This has led to increased competition, which has put downward pressure on prices and margins. Next point is investor fatigue. After years of pouring money into the EdTech sector, investors are now starting to get tired of the high valuation and lack of profitability. This has led to a slowdown in funding, which is making it difficult for EdTech companies to grow. Next cause is unproven business models. In the pursuit of rapid growth, some EdTech startups adopted business models that were unproven or unsustainable. When the market dynamics changed, these companies struggled to adapt and generate consistent revenue. Now let's know the impact of the bubble's burst on the EdTech sector. First is layoffs and cutbacks. Many EdTech companies have been forced to lay off employees in order to reduce cost. This has affected employees at all levels, from top executive to customer service representative. Second is consolidation and market correction. Some EdTech companies have been forced to restructure their businesses in order to become more efficient. Many smaller startups either shut down or were acquired by larger players to pool resources and create more sustainable businesses. Next is shift in business models. After the EdTech bubble burst, many EdTech companies had to rethink their business strategies to become more sustainable. Now, their main focus is on making profits. They are doing this by cutting costs, concentrating on products and services that bring in money, and exploring new ways to generate revenue, such as partnering with corporations, making licensing agreements, or offering premium features and services to customers who pay for them. Next point is funding challenges. EdTech startups are facing challenges in securing funding after the bubble burst. Investors are more selective and companies had to demonstrate their value proposition and financial viability to attract investment. Now let's talk about the future of EdTech. After the bubble burst, investors become more cautious resulting in more realistic valuations and expectations. EdTech companies will need to undergo thorough scrutiny by investors in the future to attract investment. Secondly, the EdTech bubble burst will also lead to a more rationalized market in India, with only the most viable and sustainable EdTech companies remaining. This will create a healthier competitive landscape where companies will need to offer genuine value to users. Next is the pandemic has accelerated the adoption of online learning in India and the rest of the world, and this trend is likely to continue in the future. This is due to a number of factors such as the increasing availability of high speed internet and the growing number of students who are looking for flexible and affordable learning options. Companies will focus on providing quality content, offering unique and effective learning solutions that stand out in a competitive market and retaining users. Next point is as the job market evolves, there will be an increased demand for skill based learning. EdTech platforms are in a great position to offer specialized courses and training programs that align with industry needs and focus on employability. In conclusion, we can say that the EdTech bubble has burst, but the future of EdTech in India is still bright. The industry is poised for growth, and there are a number of factors that suggest that EdTech companies will be able to overcome the challenges they face. However, it is important for EdTech companies to focus on providing high quality content, affordability, and regulation in order to be successful in the long term. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching and comment below what are your opinion on this topic, and don't forget to subscribe this channel for more hot topics like this.